You're watching Fox 22, Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rock Mount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, authorities continue to investigate a terrible crash that killed a man in Herman. Plus, it was a warm welcome home for National Guard troops who returned from deployment. And some brave police officers in Belfast took an icy plunge to help support the Special Olympics. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Happy first day of spring. Let's hit the ground running and get a first check of that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
And thank you very much. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices. With locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, here we are. A small craft advisory is posted till later this evening at around 8 p.m. Wave heights remaining a little active out there with another system moving out towards sea. We have a little system that is going to be tracking just to our north, and that'll give us the opportunity for maybe a few flurries later today. Backing off tonight with more sprinkles and flurries, so raindrops and a few snowflakes possible for the daytime tomorrow. For now, we're pretty quiet out there. We're just seeing a few returns on the radar from that system, and it's currently about it. Not a lot of energy with this at all, not much precipitation with it either, but it'll just be enough where we might notice it, and that'll be about it there. Futurecast moving forward, a few flurries to the north later this morning. We back off by tonight, but a few more sprinkles and flurries possible as we head towards you Tuesday. But as for the winds, they'll be gusty from time to time at around 15 miles per hour. By tonight, they will relax, which is why that small craft advisory drops at 8 p.m. later on tonight. So a forecast for today, low 40s, partly cloudy, a few flurries. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, more clouds and a few flurries during the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Authorities continue to investigate a deadly crash in Herman. A man was killed Sunday morning following a crash in the area of Route 2 and Coldbrook Road. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office reports a sedan traveling toward Herman Village left the roadway, striking an embankment, utility pole, and small business property, causing the vehicle to roll over several times. The only occupant of the vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash was investigated by sheriff's deputies, crash reconstructors, forensic mappers, and the Herman Fire Department. Authorities have not released the name of the deceased at this time. The incident remains under investigation. Crews were called to respond to a building fire on Greenwood Drive in Brewer on Saturday. Brewer Fire Department Deputy Fire Chief Eric Turtelot says the department received the call shortly after 11 a.m. and it only took firefighters 15 minutes to extinguish the fire.
Crews arrived on scene. They didn't see anything initially. Upon entry to the home, they did find heavy smoke conditions and fire in the kitchen area. They quickly knocked it down.
Additional responding agencies include the Bangor, Holden, Orrington, Eddington, and Dedham fire departments to assist on the scene. Officials say that residents were inside the building at the start of the fire, but all made it out safely, with no injuries being reported. The State Fire Marshal's office was called in to investigate, and a cause has yet to be determined. You weren't alone if you received an Amber Alert on your phone last night. Authorities issued the statewide alert around 10:45 last night while searching for an 11-year-old girl who had been taken by her mother. 29-year-old Danielle Dyer is a non-custodial parent who was taking part in a supervised visit in Topsom when she left in an unknown vehicle. The alert was canceled a short while later when the girl was safely located. All right, in other news now, a rabid animal attacked a Sagadahoc County woman inside her own home. Authorities say the woman, who wants to remain anonymous, was inside her home when a raccoon got in through her sunroom door and attacked. The raccoon bit her on the leg as she tried to fight it off and keep it away from her pets. A game warden killed the animal, which later tested positive for rabies. The woman is undergoing treatment with rabies shots. Animal Control Officer Cliff Daigle says at least 2 other raccoons in the area could be infected with rabies. Last week, Daigle went door to door to warn neighbors of the rabies threat.
In the house down here, the raccoon jumped into the fenced-in area, and the dog came out of his doggy door, no control, went after the raccoon, but he was able to get it back before anything happened.
Rabid animals often appear disoriented and display odd or aggressive behavior. Authorities say if you see an animal acting strangely, keep your distance and call 911 for help. Now that snowmobiling season is coming to a close for much of Maine, the Maine Warden Service is reporting an alarming number of snowmobile injuries and deaths this season, as we've heard. Asia Reed spoke with Snowmobile Club members about a deadly year on Maine trails.
Maine wardens say the amount of snowmobile deaths has already doubled what it was last year.
It's disturbing because we all want to go home safe.
This year, there have been more than 100 snowmobiling injuries and 10 deaths in the state, up from 5 fatal crashes in 2022. Jenny Little, the president of the Topsom Trail Riders, says unsafe conditions cut their snowmobile season short.
Just because you see snow on the trails does not necessarily mean the trails are safe to ride on.
Little says trails need 1.5 feet of packed frozen snow and cold conditions, which southern Maine hasn't seen a lot of this winter. The Topsom Trail Riders say both speed and sled safety are also big concerns.
Taking some time in the backyard, if you have one, to try and figure out how to operate it.
Fairly large loops out there.
Wardens say there have been 52 reported property damages this year, the highest amount in the last 4 years. Wardens say at least 1 of the 10 deaths this season was caused by both speed and alcohol. Snowmobiler Barry Bernard from Wyndham Drifters says alcohol should never be a part of your ride.
I see people out there and they're going from, one place to another and having another drink and another drink and another drink. So there's a huge amount of personal responsibility that has to come to bear in order to be a safe snowmobiler.
And always wear a helmet before going out. Snowmobilers say if you're a first-time rider, check out snowmobile safety courses. The Maine Department of Inland Fisheries is hosting a snowmobile safety course on March 25th.
In other news, a longtime city councilor and Bangor businessman Marshall Frankel has passed away. Frankel first served on the city council in 1983. After serving 2 terms, he took a break only to return to the council in 1990. He then served until 1996, leaving midway during his 3-year term. Frankel was also a well-known businessman in the Bangor area. He ran GM Pollock & Sons Jewelers for many years and then opened a Mr. Bagel shop out by the Bangor Mall. From 1993 to when he retired in the early 2000s, you could frequently find him at the bagel shop filling orders and talking with patrons. Marshall Frankel died on March 14th. He was 83 years old. Local students and community members came together to raise funds and awareness for Maine's homeless population. Husson University hosted its 6th annual Walk for Warmth Sunday morning. Participants braved the cold weather to raise funds and walk 5 kilometers around the Husson campus.
For us at Husson, community service is a big component of our education and understanding the needs of our community. As a physical therapy major and somebody in the health profession, it's important to me to give back to the community and understand the needs of our population.
The university's student president, Ryan Wheelock, says the walkathon raised about $300, which is the average from past years. All proceeds from the Walk for Warmth will go to the Bangor Warming Center. Last Thursday, the Maine State Legislature Health, Coverage, Insurance, and Financial Services Committee voted unanimously in favor of a bill introduced by Democratic Senator Chip Curry of Belfast and inspired by students at the Belfast Community Outreach Program. The bill, LD 752, called an Act to Expand Access to Banking Services for Minors, aims to ensure banking access to minors who do not have a trusted adult by making specific deposit amounts which a minor can open with a bank or credit union as an enforceable contract. This provision removes liability issues for financial institutions and would allow them to set their own standards for opening accounts for minors. Senator Curry said in a statement, quote, "I am grateful for the committee's unanimous support for LD 752, recognizing the importance of providing safe and secure banking services to minors without a trusted adult in their lives. This milestone marks an important step towards empowering young adults in our state, promoting financial literacy and independence, and I want to thank the bright young adults at BCOPE for bringing this issue to our attention and for the diligent research they make to put in to make this bill a reality," end quote. The bill now faces votes in the Maine Senate and House. In other news now, Maine soldiers returned home to a heartfelt reception Saturday. Our David Ledford spoke with families who were eager to reunite after nearly a year apart.
This morning I woke up and just felt really anxious. I'm just nervous to see him but so excited.
The loved ones of members of the Maine Army National Guard gathered at the Aviation Readiness Center in Bangor to welcome troops home after a long deployment overseas. For 10 months, the 120th Regional Support Group were supporting the European Command's Operation Atlantic Resolve in Poland, Latvia, and Lithuania.
Just couldn't be happier. It's a day that we'll remember for the rest of our lives.
Governor Janet Mills came out to welcome the soldiers and show appreciation for their hard work and dedication to the people of Maine.
You missed a lot of school breaks with your kids and anniversaries, birthdays, and family occasions and get-togethers, and your work to support our European allies and to safeguard America and our strategic interests abroad have made Maine and our nation safe, and we thank you.
Approximately 80 soldiers were welcomed home, including Warrant Officer Aaron Smith, who says he missed what many Mainers may take for granted.
Camping, Moxie, hot dogs, beans. It was overwhelming. I thought I was almost going to pass out. I got a little weak and nauseous almost. Just so excited to see them, so it was really nice.
Maine Army National Guard officials say that the mission of Operation Atlantic Resolve is to build readiness, increase interoperability, and enhance bonds between ally and partner militaries. Many say they couldn't be more proud of the work their loved ones have done.
They deserve the world, and it's nice to be able to show them so much support and happiness that they're back home.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Of course, we'd like to thank them for their service and welcome them back home to the States. The time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a look back at the return of the Skills USA competition. Hundreds of Maine students competed for a chance to go to the Nationals. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Flurries are likely in the skies today, even though it's going to be as warm as 43 degrees. So much for first day of spring. Dropping down about 23 degrees tonight, cloudy and breezy is what we'll be seeing. Tomorrow, similar to today, sprinkles and flurries are likely, although a bit warmer at 47 degrees.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for Best Mass Market Brand and Dependability, being behind the wheel. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for Best Mass Market Brand and Dependability, being behind the wheel. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
On the next Last Man Standing, Mandy's going vegan.
Okay, Mandy, what celebrity stopped eating meat?
Eating animals is cruel, okay? And I reached this decision on my own. Olivia Wilde.
And a TV fishing celebrity is making waves at Outdoor Man.
Did you sign my stomach?
This is a workplace.
But I shaved my stomach just for this moment.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
A new affordable housing complex opened up this week in Old Orchard Beach. Asia Reed spoke with a developer on the need for affordable housing and a local shop owner on how this could potentially bring in more business for them in the off-season.
The Milliken Heights stores open Wednesday for older Mainers looking for affordable housing. Developers say the complex in Old Orchard Beach has 55 units for year-round housing for Mainers 55 years or older. A 6-minute walk down the road is Good Time Cafe and Catering. Owner Mike Hausenstaub says there aren't many affordable year-round apartments in town.
Been a shortage in this town for a while, so
it's a good thing to have.
Hausenstaub says winter is slower for business, so having people live in town during all seasons could also help his business.
Summer is definitely busy here, so it's definitely going to add to it.
He says the more people, the better. Vice President of Zayton Company, the housing developer for the complex, Amy Cullen, agrees. Cullen says the complex will hopefully keep older Mainers in Old Orchard.
As a town really saw the need for more year-round housing and more affordable housing.
Cullen says rent ranges from around $1,100 to around $1,400 a month. Cullen says the apartments are for people earning below 60% of the area's median income, which as of 2017 to 2021 was around $55,000, according to Census.gov.
I think it's excellent, because people are really struggling with rent.
The complex has a common area, workout room, and laundry room. Cullen says 8 people have moved in so far, and as of Friday, there are 13 units left. Cullen says this is one of 5 housing projects, the others in Bath, Portland, Cumberland, and Lewiston.
Great news for the city of Ellsworth. Airline Brewing Company announced they're taking over Finn's Irish Pub. Owners of the brewing company say they're pleased to be carrying the torch forward to ensure the Finn's tradition. The pub will open in the same Irish spirit with hopes to regain what they called pre-COVID glory. In an announcement, it says they're hiring for all positions. The plan now is to be open by sometime in June. Hundreds of students across Maine competed in Skills USA Friday morning to see who is the best in their respective field. Our Matthew Juroncic has the story.
Early Friday morning, Mainers filed into United Technology Center in Bangor to see who will be awarded gold and compete in Skills USA nationally.
These are really our future workers and leaders and truly do make what will be America's future workforce.
Students competed in fields ranging from automotive to welding and carpentry. The top spot will move on to the national championship taking place in Atlanta in June. Bangor High School student O'Hara Dunley, who competed in the customer service field, would like to win a gold medal, but says being here is a win in itself.
It means so much to be asked to do it.
As a Maine State officer, Raquel Shaw has the opportunity to see the students hard at work and encourage them to do their best. She says seeing the students leaving everything on the floor is what makes this competition so special.
And just when you walk in, you see a smile on competitors' faces through the nerves. They're excited to be here and compete in their respective trades. They're there more than just the textbooks. They're there to have a career and to have a future.
At the end of the day, students know they gave it their all.
I'm excited for the results tonight at the Cross Insurance Center, but I don't know, hopefully. I think I did really good, though.
In Bangor, Matthew Juroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time is now 8:17. After the break, a local police department takes a cold dip to raise funds for charity. We'll be right back with the details.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS and Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Current qualified non-GM lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month, or get $1,750 total cash allowance when you purchase.
Make the crowd go crazy.
Take your taste buds on a journey and experience the brand new international menu Tuesday through Thursday only at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Every Tuesday, enjoy their delicious French cuisine. On Wednesdays, enjoy their memorable Italian delicacies. And every Thursday, be ready for a fiesta with their Mexican favorites. A full 5-course dinner for just $29.95 per person. And don't forget about their all-you-can-eat seafood Fridays. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, you could save up to $1,400 with affordable 3.99% financing on a luxurious Highlander. And every Highlander comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
In their first ever polar plunge, members of the Belfast Police Department raised more than $2,900 for the Special Olympics. Our Matthew Dronsick has the story.
Despite the cool day, Belfast police took a dip for a good cause at the Belfast boat landing.
It's always a little bit colder this time of year, obviously. I'm told it's in the low 30s, and it's in the mid-30s outside, so... but it's good. It's for a great cause.
Coordinated by Sergeant Rick Smith, the money raised from the plunge benefited the Special Olympics in Waldo County.
This is very Belfast, right? We are a community that comes together for great causes. We have wonderful people that live here. We have wonderful city staff. We have amazing police officers. It's just about being there for when people need you, and that's what Belfast is all about.
To make the event extra special, Sergeant Smith took it upon himself to spend 5 extra minutes inside the brisk water.
For me, the 5 minutes was just to show, put yourself to be in a comfortable spot. Water's cold, but to support the Special Olympics and this cause and put yourself in that environment, it's a small price to pay to support such a good cause.
Raising over $2,900 so far in the course of a week, Smith has some ideas for the next polar plunge.
If I had my way, we would do what we call a super plunge, and that would be 1 dip every hour for 24 hours.
In Belfast, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The City of Bangor partnered with Food and Medicine's Transportation for All unit to show gratitude to the driving force behind the city in light of Transit Drivers Appreciation Day. The annual event celebrates the vital service that public transportation providers offer to members of the community. Food and Medicine is a local organization that aims to empower the local workforce. The group collaborated with local businesses to offer free lunches to drivers Friday at the newly developed Bangor Transit Center. Community leaders thanked public drivers for their service throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, stepping up despite continued staffing shortages in an effort to help those in need of transportation. Community Connector drivers are invited to Chimera Coffee from today through the 24th to grab a free coffee during the upcoming work week. All right, well, the time now is 8:22. Let's get a full look at that forecast. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we are this morning. Small cloud advisories are posted until about 8 p.m. later this evening. The winds will remain gusty from time to time today, stirring up the ocean. So we need to keep an eye on that as we do move forward. Right around 3 to 11 feet according to the buoys out there, which is right near shore. And that is why we do have that small craft advisory that is posted at this time. But things will start to relax for us later on tonight. For now, the radar and satellite is rather quiet out there. We'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky for us today. A few flurries possible in a few spots too, especially farther off towards the north. We have a little system located right about in here. You can see the warm front right there. It's going to be tracking off towards the east. And it's going to be allowing those opportunities for a few flurries and any kind of precipitation. Mainly just flurries, but maybe some raindrops to mix in as well. Let's illustrate this right here on Futurecast. So we have clouds moving in today, especially in the northern ends of the state. A few flurries possible. Maybe some raindrops too. We'll catch a break later tonight. But by tomorrow, we have more clouds on the way. A few more snowflakes and even some raindrops possible too as the main system starts to pass through later on Tuesday night. But then afterward, though, just a few passing clouds as things start to calm down. And then by Wednesday morning, we'll be looking pretty good. Any snowfall will stay in the northern ends of the state, mainly an inch or less there before we're all finished up, at least through Tuesday. But farther down to the south, nothing expected, so nothing too ridiculous on the way anytime soon. Our average high temperature is in the lower 40s. We'll reach for the lower 40s today on this first day of spring. Upper 40s Tuesday. We're kind of remaining in the 40s for the next few days and even through Sunday as well. So overall, a lot of 40s on this chart as we do move forward in time. So your forecast for today on this first day of spring, lower 40s, partly cloudy, a few flurries. Not quite feeling like spring with that southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy and breezy out there again. That southwest wind getting up to about about 25 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles and flurries possible. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Slight chances for rain and snow again Tuesday, highs in the upper 40s. Or partly cloudy Wednesday, highs in the lower 40s. Rain and snow chances Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower to middle 40s.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Hank's Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Right now, you could save up to $1,100 with affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle weighing in on the news of a potential indictment on the horizon for former President Donald Trump. Fox News correspondent Nate Foy has the story.
Various Republicans are rallying behind former President Donald Trump as he awaits possible charges from the Manhattan DA's office. Former Vice President Mike Pence, who may challenge Trump in the Republican primary, is again coming to the defense of his former boss.
The fact that the Manhattan DA thinks that indicting President Trump is his top priority, I think, just tells you everything you need to know about the radical left in this country. It just feels like a politically charged prosecution here.
Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's investigation surrounds a $130,000 hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels in 2016. Bragg is expected to use Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen to prove Trump falsified business records and paid Daniels off to improve his 2016 campaign. Legal experts say it will be a tough case to prove.
It is, in most instances, under New York state law, a misdemeanor. It can only be a felony if the falsification, from what we've heard, this is about falsification of records. That can only be a felony if the records are falsified to conceal another felony.
The former president posted on Truth Social that he believes President Joe Biden is pressuring DA Bragg. Some Republicans in Congress agree.
You know why they're doing this? Because they're afraid of Trump. That's why they're doing it.
Democrats in Congress maintain all that matters is whether or not Trump committed a crime.
I think it's very important for the Manhattan DA to look into this thoroughly.
No one is above the law, not even the former president of the United States.
Trump believes he'll be arrested this Tuesday. He plans to keep campaigning no matter what happens.
A Middle East terror warning coming from a top military commander who told Congress that the Islamic State affiliate in Afghanistan could conduct operations against America and its allies within just 6 months. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst has the latest.
Concerning development, U.S. Central Command believes the Afghanistan-based ISIS-K terror organization will be able to hit external targets within 6 months. On Thursday, General Michael Kurilla, the leader of U.S. Central Command, known as CENTCOM, testified before lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Kurilla said it's his belief that ISIS-K could attack Western targets, including the United States, this year, with little to no warning. The general did not expand on why he believes that, but said he would explain in a classified setting.
They can do an external operation against U.S. or Western interests abroad in under 6 months with little to no warning.
He went on to request more funding for over-the-horizon strike capabilities, indicating the U.S. military will hit targets inside Afghanistan if they are deemed a threat to the American people. ISIS-K is the same group responsible for the Kabul airport bombing that killed 13 American service members during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Since the Taliban took over the country in August of 2021, U.S. intelligence has been limited due to the withdrawal of American military personnel and intelligence officials from the country. When asked by Fox News after the takeover, Taliban officials insisted they would fight ISIS-K cells in the country to prevent further attacks. At the time of the withdrawal, President Biden said ISIS-K no longer has the ability to target American citizens. That clearly is not the case.
Chinese President Xi Jinping will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. The sit-down between the two will be their first face-to-face meeting since Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Fox News correspondent Alexandria Hoff is at the White House with the very latest.
Tomorrow's summit will be President Xi's first visit to Moscow in 4 years and his first since being handed an unprecedented third term. And the image he is seeking to portray is one of a peacemaker, despite warnings from U.S. officials that China has been considering sending lethal aid to Russia in its continued assault on Ukraine. Here's Senator Tom Cotton.
I think what is particularly dangerous in this upcoming meeting is whether China commits to provide weapons to Russia to continue its unprovoked war of aggression in Ukraine. I don't think the Biden administration has been nearly strong enough in outlining to China the consequences of such a serious action.
The Biden administration is encouraging President Xi to place a call to President Zelensky to get the Ukrainian perspective. Until then, the White House's John Kirby said on Fox News Sunday any war-pausing proposal from Beijing would be blatantly one-sided.
If coming out of this meeting there's some sort of call for a ceasefire, well, that's just going to be unacceptable, because all that's going to do, Mike, is ratify Russia's conquest to date. All that's going to do is give Mr. Putin more time to refit, retrain, reman, and try to plan for renewed offensives at a time of his choosing.
Before leaving for Wilmington, President Biden called Friday's arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court for President Putin justified, even though the court is not recognized by the U.S. Now, last week, President Biden said that he would be speaking to President Xi soon. According to the White House, no call has been scheduled.
Protesters in Paris lighting trash on fire Saturday, expressing outrage over President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise France's retirement age from 62 to 64. Macron's government used special constitutional powers to pass the pension reforms without relying on a vote from France's National Assembly. The move, sparking public outrage, and protesters across France have taken to the streets. Police heavily stepped up their presence in Paris and banned protesting outside key government buildings. That did not stop demonstrators from chanting, singing, and lighting trash on fire Saturday night. Earlier, police had been seen throwing gas canisters and rushing towards the demonstrators. Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll check out an event over the weekend that celebrated Irish heritage with a tasty twist. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
No matter what type of dog you have or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Monday, March 20th, 2023. It's also the first day of spring. Happy first day of spring. And it's also National Introverts Week. It was founded by author Matthew Pollard, who wrote the book The Introvert's Edge. It was created to appreciate introverts around the world for their qualities and to encourage them to stand proud of their identities rather than comparing themselves to extroverts. At a time to smash the stereotypes and erase the stigma around introverts. I didn't realize there was stigma around introverts, but I think it's good to be a little bit of both. It's good to have that balance. All right, well, on this day in history, in 1852, Harriet Beecher Stowe's influential novel about slavery, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was first published in book form. In 1916, Albert Einstein presented his general theory of relativity. In 1976, kidnapped newspaper heiress Patricia Hearst was convicted of armed robbery for her part in a San Francisco bank holdup. She was later pardoned by President Bill Clinton in 2001. And in 1985, Libby Riddle's Teller of Alaska became the first woman to win the Iditarod Trail dog race. All right, for birthdays today, we have director Spike Lee, who's 66. Hockey great Bobby Orr is 75 years old. Actress Holly Hunter is 63. And this is also the birthday of Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Fred Rogers was born on this date in 1928. All right, well, let's switch gears now and send it over to meteorologist Evan Biggs.
And thank you very much. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices. With locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, here we are. A small craft advisory is posted till later this evening at around 8 p.m. Wave heights remaining a little active out there with another system moving out towards sea. We have a little system that is going to be tracking just to our north, and that will give us the opportunity for maybe a few flurries later today. Backing off tonight with more sprinkles and flurries, so raindrops and a few snowflakes possible for the daytime tomorrow. For now, we're pretty quiet out there. We're just seeing a few returns on the radar from that system, and it's currently about it. Not a lot of energy with this at all, not much precipitation with it either, but it'll just be enough where we might notice it, and that'll be about it there. Futurecast moving forward, a few flurries to the north later this morning. We back off by tonight, but a few more sprinkles and flurries possible as we head towards you Tuesday. But as for the winds, they'll be gusty from time to time at around 15 miles per hour. By tonight, they will relax, which is why that small craft advisory drops at 8 p.m. later on tonight. So a forecast for today, low 40s, partly cloudy, a few flurries. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, more clouds and a few flurries during the afternoon period. Temperatures in the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Some Maine families continued their St. Patrick's Day celebrations into the weekend by taking a step back in time. The Maple Syrup and Irish Celebration event at the 19th century Curran Village in Orrington combined Irish heritage and Maine traditions to deliver blacksmithing and carpentry demonstrations, horse sled rides, live music, an antique carousel, and much more. Some demonstrators say they hope to show what life was like in rural New England in the 1850s.
Really exposing children to the processes so that we can bridge that gap between what's kind of getting lost to hopefully a new generation that, hey, we sparked an interest in something that, hey, I saw that demonstrated, I'd like to try that someday, or I'd like to do that for a job someday.
The estimated 300 children and adults that attended enjoyed unique cuisine like Irish soda bread and lamb stew. Organizers say proceeds will support the preservation of the historic buildings in the village and go towards future events. Looks fun. All right, still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports. We'll be right back.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
4 planes were hijacked on 9/11, but were there more?
Flight 23 was the 5th plane.
TMZ investigates 9/11, the 5th plane, tonight on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Soudal here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start on the hardwood at Husson, where the school held its yearly wheelchair basketball tournament Saturday. It was a great event for a great cause, and trust me, it is a lot harder than it looks.
We're trying to get the community together, get other students together, and just play some basketball.
Husson University hosted its 23rd annual wheelchair basketball tournament Saturday, a fundraiser for the school's physical therapy travel fund.
Pretty much just raising money for the PT program, letting us go out and being able to travel a little bit to some of the events that help further our education.
Big events, particularly the prestigious combined section meeting in Massachusetts.
It's through the American Physical Therapy Association, but they'll have a chance to go to different educational sessions that we can't provide to them here at the college.
They will do practice-based evidence research and kind of like the new things that are going on in PT, and that way we can stay current.
The benefit was a huge success, raising nearly $1,000. On the court, though, results varied.
It's one thing to use a wheelchair by itself, implementing a basketball along with it, passing it, shooting it, and thinking about where your teammates are and not running into people just makes it about 100 times harder.
I used to play basketball my whole life, and I can hardly get a layup in.
Well, I've played basketball a total of 0 years, so let's see how I fared.
I think it's because I'm just not good at basketball to begin with.
But beyond the hardships of playing in a wheelchair, this event gives those in it a whole new perspective on what it's like to live in one.
It's eye-opening, understanding what someone has to go through, and we're talking people that would be doing this days at a time.
This is a turning point in somebody's life. Nobody really expects it. It could happen anytime.
And if it does happen, it will be the physical therapy students people will come to in the future. In many ways, gaining these perspectives helps their careers.
It kind of also changes how you would actually treat them in the clinic, and kind of like understanding like goals and helping them get better.
It's a really nice way to really celebrate the things that we enjoy as therapists, but also for the students to learn along the way.
Big shout out to Amber LeMay on the camera work on my attempt at shooting the basketball. Let's head to the high school level now. A couple of big-name basketball head coaches stepped down from their positions this week. Starting in Herman, after 8 years of coaching the girls basketball team and racking up over 100 wins, head coach Chris Cameron is stepping down from his position. Cameron celebrated his 100th win last season. He also has 2 Class B North championships during his time with the Hawks and has played in 4 of them. So getting into that big game in half of his seasons there. And in Brewer, after bringing home the program's first ever gold ball this season, Coach Ben Goodwin is stepping down. Goodwin coached Brewer from 2009 to 2013 before stepping down and coming back to the Witches in 2016. Brewer reached the regional finals in each of the last 2 seasons and have a 52-6 record over Goodwin's past 3 years. Credit Adam Robinson from the BDN with the news. And let's step away from the court now and head to the Diamond. Maine baseball won their first America East game against UMBC on Friday. They tried to complete the series sweep in a doubleheader Saturday, starting with Game 1. Top of the second, Black Bears up 2-0. Dylan McNary will gladly change that. 2-run shot to left that brings home Matt McElwain, one of 2 of his homers on the day, 4-0 Maine. Next batter is Jake Reynes, and he uncorks one to left. He knew it as soon as it left the bat. One of his 2 homers, 2 in a row for the Black Bears. It's 5-0. Bottom 3 now. Retrievers clawing back in it, down 5-3. That one from Anthony Swenda finds its way out of the park. A 2-run jack. We have a tie game, but the Black Bears would pull away. Top 7, up 12-6. Here's Jeremiah Jenkins, who jets one into left for the 5th home run of the game for the Black Bears. 3-run score. It's 15-6. Black Bears take game 1, 15-7. Okay, to game 2 we go. Top of the 2nd, Black Bears up 2-0, and Ryan Turen rips one just over the shortstop's glove for a base hit. That scores Connor Goodman and Jenkins, 4-0 Maine. Bottom 2, Retrievers get on the board. Christian Easley, he grounds to short, but he's got some wheels. He is safe at first, and Matt Ryan comes home, 4-1. Top 4 now. It is 5-1 Black Bears. Colin Plant with one right down the middle. Jenkins is going to score from second. It is 6-1. And finally, same inning, 7-1 now. Mike Pratt with a base hit into right. Plant comes in to score. 8-1 Black Bears. UMBC would put together a heck of a rally late, but Maine holds on to win 8-7. They get the sweep to start conference play. Okay, now for some other scores from the area. Maine softball lost both games of their doubleheader today. They lost their first game to Dartmouth 1-0, second game to St. Mary's 2-0. And Husson baseball lost both legs of their doubleheader today against Sal Virginia. First game 8-3, second game 3-0. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 mass market brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
We first opened for business 75 years ago. Between our customers and our staff, we're like family here. I'm worried about this push by Pine Tree Power. It's a government takeover of our electric grid. And it's going to cost about $13.5 billion. That could mean higher taxes or cuts to critical services we rely on. Us Mainers can't afford a risk like that. So next time you hear about Pine Tree Power, ask yourself, who's picking up the tab?
Turning now to the latest efforts to stem a multinational banking crisis. Swiss investment bank UBS is poised to purchase its struggling rival, Credit Suisse. That news coming as the U.S. and the world's central bank come together to inject more U.S. dollars into the global banking system for borrowing and as financial regulators take action to shore up some troubled U.S. regional banks. ABC's Justin Finch has more from Washington.
A buyer is stepping up to acquire Signature Bank, one of 2 failed regional banks the FDIC recently took over. New York Community Bank agreeing to purchase Signature for more than $2 billion. Now, Silicon Valley Bank awaits a new buyer as ABC News confirms the Federal Reserve was aware of years' worth of risks at SVB. In 2021, the Fed cited key risks to the bank, including how it handled liquidity. And last July, the Fed rated the bank deficient for governance and controls. The Fed now conducting an internal review.
These big multi-billion-dollar banks loaded up on risk. They gave themselves huge bonuses and big salaries, and they exploded their banks.
Across the U.S., a new report finds at least 186 banks could be at risk for failing if half of account holders quickly withdrew their funds. Those findings come as First Republic Bank sees its credit rating downgraded again, despite 11 large U.S. banks offering a $30 billion lifeline. From the U.S. to Switzerland, regulators taking extraordinary swift measures to boost the world's banking system.
UBS intends to downsize Credit Suisse's investment banking business and align it with our conservative risk culture.
The Swiss government brokering a deal for UBS to buy embattled rival Credit Suisse for $3 billion. And here in the U.S., Fed Chair Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are calling the UBS Credit Suisse deal a solution for financial stability and to protect the global economy.
The U.S. housing market saw its first year-to-year price decline in a decade. Real estate brokerage Redfin reports the U.S. median home price fell by 1.2% in February compared to the previous year. Real estate agents say buyers are struggling with higher interest rates and increased costs, while sellers are adjusting to not being able to sell as high as their neighbors did in previous years. Agents also say the drop in prices could soon attract more potential home buyers. A survey shows almost half of Americans don't take measures to improve the air quality in their homes. The survey, conducted by Blue Air, a home purification company, says despite the health concerns that come with poor indoor air quality, 45% of Americans say they have not taken steps to address it. 81% of respondents say they suffer from negative symptoms in their homes, with allergies and nasal congestion being among the offenders. And about 20% say they haven't changed air filters in the last 6 months. A tick-borne disease is on the rise, just as spring is around the corner. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are releasing a report warning us about an increase in cases of babsiosis, a disease frequently carried through ticks. Babsiosis has been on the rise in much of the Northeast and parts of the Midwest, and it is considered endemic in 10 different states. The disease can cause joint pain, fever, and can even be fatal in certain patients, especially those who are immunocompromised. It can be treated with medications, but the CDC says people enjoying the great outdoors should be on alert for ticks and practice caution. Wearing long pants, avoiding long grasses, and using tick repellents are just a few ways to protect yourself from babsiosis and other tick-borne illnesses like Lyme disease. All right, now here is meteorologist Evan Biggs with one final look at our full weather forecast.
Thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we are this morning. Small cloud advisories are posted until about 8 p.m. later this evening. The winds will remain gusty from time to time today, stirring up the ocean. So we need to keep an eye on that as we do move forward. We're at around 3 to 11 feet according to the buoys out there, which is right near shore. And that is why we do have that small cloud advisory that is posted at this time. But things will start to relax for us later on tonight. For now, the radar and satellite is rather quiet out there. We'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky for us today. A few flurries possible in a few spots too, especially farther off towards the north. We have a little system located right about in here. You can see the warm front right there. It's going to be tracking off towards the east. And it's going to be allowing those opportunities for a few flurries and any kind of precipitation. Mainly just flurries, but maybe some raindrops to mix in as well. Let's illustrate this right here on Futurecast. So we have clouds moving in today, especially in the northern ends of the state. A few flurries possible. Maybe some raindrops too. We'll catch a break later tonight. But by tomorrow, we have more clouds on the way. A few more snowflakes and even some rain raindrops possible too as the main system starts to pass through later on Tuesday night. But then afterward, though, just a few passing clouds as things start to calm down. And then by Wednesday morning, we'll be looking pretty good. Any snowfall will stay in the northern ends of the state, mainly an inch or less there before we're all finished up, at least through Tuesday. But farther down to the south, nothing expected, so nothing too ridiculous on the way anytime soon. Our average high temperature is in the lower 40s. We'll reach for the lower 40s today on this first day of spring. Upper 40s Tuesday. We're kind of remaining in the 40s for the next few days, and even through Sunday as well. So overall, a lot of 40s on this chart as we do move forward in time. So your forecast for today on this first day of spring, lower 40s, partly cloudy, a few flurries. Not quite feeling like spring with that southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy and breezy out there again. That southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles and flurries possible. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Scotts Recreation extended forecast. Slight chances for rain and snow again Tuesday, highs in the upper 40s. Or partly cloudy Wednesday, highs in the lower 40s. Rain and snow chances Thursday and Friday, highs in the lower to middle 40s.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $249 a month, including $500 lease bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Working from home, doing laundry, dog sitting, whatever that is, and somehow a family dinner that everyone loves? Don't worry. You've got this in the bag. With Hannaford's easy, convenient, and time-saving meal solutions, a delicious, freshly prepared dinner is always just minutes away. Dinner is in the bag at Hannaford Supermarkets.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Now they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down. They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Do we have any Ted Lasso fans out there? Well, the cast of the Emmy Award-winning TV show will make a pitch for mental health awareness at the White House. Cast members from Ted Lasso will meet with President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill today. A White House official says the meeting is to discuss, quote, the importance of mental health to promote overall well-being. Jason Sudeikis, Hannah Waddingham, Jeremy Swift, and Phil Dunster are among the cast members expected to attend. Ted Lasso is about a soccer coach who takes over an English club. Lasso's mental health was a storyline in Season 2. The show is back this year for Season 3. My friends keep telling me to watch it. Admittedly, I haven't yet, so I'll have to. All right, well, in other news, similarly so, Good Burger 2 will hit the screens this year. The comedy is about two not-so-lucky burger workers, and it returns in a sequel. Original stars Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell made the announcement on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The sequel involves more bad luck humor to keep a burger joint afloat. The original 1997 film came from a Good Burger sketch on Nickelodeon. DiGiorno made a pizza to go with March Madness fans at Busted Brackets. The frozen pizza maker announced a sweepstakes for its Cry Pie, which features a massive helping of onions. The company says the all-onion pizza will, quote, mask your basketball heartbreak. Fans can